clearly is feeling the tension more than his opponent. His opponent isn't feeling any tension whatsoever, but that does go away the moment each of them touches each other.
You can see from the graphic there, slight height advantage to Bakhtovar. Both these men weighed in at the limit. And Artem is a fired up young man. First fight of the night. Here we go. Touch of gloves. Both these men lighting a few. Big overhand straight away from Artem.
That's why they call him Hunter.
Forces Bakhtovar into that panic shot. Oh, and then big hooks being thrown by these guys. Another panic shot by Bakhtovar. This is a frenetic pace. Needs to be careful not to throw the knee here as he is a downed opponent. Big shot to the top of the dome from Bakhtovar.
And an elbow, very sophisticated for a fighter this early in his career, Phil.
And you can see that freestyle wrestling base now. Just trying to immobilize the hips of his opponent, keep them pinned down. Potential for a head-on triangle here.
Hunter trying to scramble to his feet, but when one of the most dangerous points is right here in the sport because you can get your back taken, as you're about to see. When you come off the floor against that cage, this is exactly what can happen.
Oh, it's a huge squeeze. We could be looking at the beginning of the end. The mouthpiece is out. That looks tight. Artem desperately trying to fight it off, but this is a gargantuan squeeze by Bakhtovar. Especially at this stage of the fight where he does have that power in his arms. Both these fighters are dry. Needs to be careful not to burn the arms out here because it is so early.
Decky's watching very carefully to make sure the fighter doesn't go out.
Oh, this looks so tight. You have to appreciate the toughness of
Phil,
Artem.
that half guard was now passed. It's getting closer.
He's tried everything he can to create a little bit of space for himself. Not so much the answering the phone defense, is just trying to wedge that elbow between himself to alleviate some of that pressure on the carotid artery. But this looks super tight. And is Bakhtovar in danger of potentially burning out his arms, Carrick?
Not as much as his opponent is in danger of going to sleep, Phil.
You can see the grimace on the face of Artem Lukyanov. Slowly, the face was turning purple there. It looks like Bakhtovar has alleviated some of that pressure a little bit. He's gone for palm-to-palm grip, I think it is.
Lukyanov has to stay off of having both of his shoulder blades flat against the mat, and he's out!
Wow!
What heart!
That is incredible toughness there from Artem Lukyanov. But he's still in a precarious position here. Bakhtovar in that anchor position that's so popular in mixed martial arts right now. Just needs to roll the wrists up and unload some heavy ground and pound. Does have 2 wins by way of TKO. Is known for that heavy ground and pound.
Hunter's trying to control his opponent's posture. If he can keep that head well in front of the knees, there isn't the leverage to strike, and you can get a sweep.
That's a huge reversal, but Bakhtovar like a dog with a bone, right back on his man. And now going for, oh, that's huge ground and pound.
These are big shots, Phil.
There's potential here to pass the legs, but this is huge ground and pound. And now starting to smash in those elbows in the full, is it the full mount position? No, still the half guard. Oh, beautiful work to pin the arm down. Potential here for a little bit of a quasi-crucifix.
Guard is fully passed.
There's the full crucifix, and right here it's just about landing continuously because Artem cannot intelligently defend himself right now.
Hunter needs to get on his side and remove one of those arms.
Momentarily, it looked like Bakhtovar was working for that key lock.
That one was double trouble. Shot to the head, and a second shot as the head bounced off the canvas.
And for Artem on the bottom, he's expelling so much energy to try and get Bakhtovar off him. Whereas Bakhtovar is just intelligently distributing his weight and landing huge shots. A little bit of blood on the nose there of Artem. Again, momentarily looked like he was working for that key lock, but Artem is eating huge shots here. Elbow got right through. Oh, huge, sweeps the leg and comes over with another huge shot. Bakhtovar is absolutely relentless. Again, passes through.
Phil, we know Artem has a terrific guard, but it is compromised at this point, I believe, due to all the heavy shots that have landed to date.
He is eating some absolutely huge shots, as you say, Kirik. But what does he need to do to get to the end of the round?
He got there briefly earlier. He needs to get his opponent to open guard, put the feet in the hips, shoot the opponent back, and pop back up to standing. He's not going to win this fight on the ground by the looks of it.
You have to give one incredible respect to the toughness of Artem, but the pace set by Bakhtovar was incredible. The frequency of shots he was landing. I thought he may have been in trouble of burning his arms out with that head-on triangle, but then he was throwing the hands relentlessly.
Phil, let's take a little look at this Green Hill replay.
Rolls beautifully into the head-on triangle, and I'm sure when he got the leg out and transitioned to the side, I'm sure he thought he had it, but then Artem showing just how tough he is. If you're in the corner of Artem right now, what are you saying to him?
You try and get his heart back. You try and remind him he was doing great from standing. You try and remind him who he is, a warrior, and you try to get him to start moving in a circle, sink his hips just a little bit, and don't get taken down.
Bakhtovar, the very picture of calm inside the cage there. All to do here for Artem. Potentially, could you be looking at a 10-8 round after that first one, Kirik?
Phil, I believe that was the very definition of a 10-8 round. Glove touch.
Artem cannot leave himself in a position where he is prone to the takedown here. He needs to get on the bike moving and land his shots. Again, opening up with huge hooks, but then right down to the ground.
That's a problem moving forward with those strikes, Phil. If it doesn't work, if you don't take your opponent out, the minute you do it, you are subject to being taken down like that.
Again, in the half guard position is Bakhtovar.
Once again, Hunter trying to stand up, but as I said earlier, this is the most dangerous, one of the most dangerous points in mixed martial arts because your back can so readily be taken, as we're seeing right here in front of us.
Bakhtovar turns into Bakhtekvar. I will not apologize for that bit of wordplay. Oh, beautiful work from Artem to turn in. Needs to be wary of the submission. Potential here for a triangle. Locked up by Bakhtovar.
Triangle's there. Hunter now has to posture. He's got to get his head behind his knees. If that head stays in front of the knees, it is extremely difficult to get out.
And he's eating huge shots here.
No danger on the choke yet, but there will be.
We may see Bakhtovar perhaps roll back a little bit and try and put pressure.
Bakhtovar, I believe, is going to go for a seated triangle.
And now back in the half guard is Bakhtovar. May transition, just get that knee on belly, try and land those huge shots. And it's the transitionary wrestling, switching from the mount to the side. Very smart work from Bakhtovar.
It's absolutely fantastic. You don't ordinarily see that in a fighter with this shorter record. He's also transitioning beautifully between strikes and threatening submissions, and then right back seamlessly to the striking. There's the elbow.
Beautiful work with the elbow. Just framed off the face of Artem and crashed that elbow in. Oh, huge ground and pound.
It's short time now.
Referee looked like he was going to jump in at that stage. Bakhtovar just swings the legs to the side, crushes him with another shot. Again, just seamlessly into the mount position, postures up, and here comes the ground and pound. And at 22 years old, you have to appreciate the calmness with which Bakhtovar is going about his work. Again, may take the back here, flattening out his opponent, trying to get that arm underneath for the choke. Oh, this could be it. That looks tight.
One hook's escaped.
Has that reverse half guard from the back.
Hunter may be able to wall walk his way out of there.
Switches palm to palm. Second hook is in. A little bit of hand fighting going on. Just under half the round left for Bakhtovar to get the work done here. But again, transitioning from the back take to the mount, huge strikes. Artem valiantly trying to fight through it. There's potential here for an armbar as well with these flailing limbs.
Mouthpiece is out. We may be very short time now, Phil. Very short time, and that's it!
All over!
Dickie Larkin stops the fight!
Dickie Larkin's changed a little bit since last time I saw him in the cage there, but Bakhtovar Yunusov with a huge win. That is an incredibly dominant performance, moves the professional record to 5-0 with 4 wins total by way of finish. That was as dominant as a performance as we have seen in the Brave cage in a long time, Carrick.
Ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, that is why they call him the Dominator.
Just the methodical way in which he went about getting that win was beautiful to watch.
Absolutely methodical and absolutely relentless.
Gets the takedown, establishes the dominant position. I love the fact he didn't rush anything. When something wasn't working for him, he switched to something else, changed the position, switched from the submissions to the striking. And these were absolutely huge shots. You can just see the relentless way in which Bakhtovar went about his work, tried for the rear naked choke, but again, realized it wasn't necessarily working for him, switched to a dominant position, and that is huge ground and pound, forcing the referee to stop the fight.
Big respect to Artem Lukyanov. There was any number of points there. He could have gotten himself out of there. Nobody would have blamed him. He hung tough. Dickie Larkin eventually stopped the fight.
Bakhtovar gets his first win on a global stage, and he's going to be absolutely elated, Kerry.
Phil, looks like the cards are filled. We're about to make it official.
Now for the official decision, the voice of Brave Combat Federation, the multiple-time MMA Announcer of the Year, the inimitable Mr. Carlos Kramer.
All right, Brave Nation, what a way to start our historic night. This first bout comes to an end at 3 minutes and 8 seconds of the second round. Your winner by TKO due to strikes, Bakhtovar Dominator Yunusov.
Carlos Kramer making it official, and both these young men